Okay, so lovely to be, yes. The loveliness of being is the loveliness that we bring. So we come with our heart full of love. And that's a wonderful place to be. We welcome God's will. God's creativity. We acknowledge God's touch in everything. We are not knowing. Meaning every moment is a fresh moment, discovering itself through us. God's program. And our capacity is to recognize that which is real within us and to us. So in this moment, as we remain open as we are, first we notice behind every appearance, every sensation. We recognize a certain stillness, peace. There may be thoughts appearing. The sound of traffic. We recognize the peace. Which is not disturbed. the more we recognize it, the more it recognizes itself through us. Like when you walk in the orange grove, the scent, the perfume of the orange blossoms recognizes itself through you. The sweet scent. That which you are looking for is that which is looking It is not an object. It's not a personal experience. Words are limited to speak of that. Which is beyond words. The reality of being. Which is not phenomenal. It's not a man or a woman. Which are temporary manifestation. Whatever appears effortlessly within the spaciousness of presence. Whatever you perceive appears effortlessly within the spaciousness of presence. It appears as this awareness. What appears may seem limited, but awareness, I awareness, is that limited? When you recognize your limitlessness, you recognize God, the limitlessness of God. When you recognize your wisdom to be God's wisdom, not a personal wisdom. To recognize God's body to be your body, universal body. Which is not separate from all of creation. But in doing so, you do not compete with God's reality. You may recognize the limitation of the body, but you recognize yourself not as a limited body, but as the reality of consciousness. So you don't compete with God. The words that you speak appear to you. The words that you hear appear to you. As you speak, you hear simultaneously. That which speaks is not the body. Bodies do not speak. That which hears is not the body. Bodies do not hear. That which perceives is not the body-mind. Body-minds do not perceive. What is it that perceives, speaks, and hears? In your direct experience this moment, you are not that which you think you are. The world is not what you think it is. You never experience anything apart from yourself. Yourself as consciousness, as awareness. beginningless, endless, eternal, infinite. Although the world, the body, the mind appears and disappears, you do not you are not the storyline that you imagine yourself to be. The storyline belongs to the body. The history of civilization. It has nothing to do with you, new awareness. When you suffer, you're mistaking yourself to be a separate entity. As a separate entity, there is the sense of lack, incompleteness, missing, feeling alone, missing, desiring, feeling incomplete. How happy is that? You imagine yourself to be alive, and so therefore there is the shadow of death. But you're not alive. You've never been alive. Life and death are too limiting. They don't apply to you. They don't apply to consciousness. They apply to the body, to the weather, to the oak tree. They do not apply to you. Can you be open to that understanding? With freedom from the impression of mortality. We believe we are born, but we do not have such an experience, do we? It's a storyline. So we don't hold on to the storyline. We remain as we are, this presence, this borderless, effortless awareness. Yes, it is soul. It is so. So we can recognize that it is so. It already is so. I am this effortless awareness. It's already so. You don't need to complicate it by imagining yourself to be some excellent creature. So you can bring an end to the spin of the impression of birth and death over and over and over. My story, my life, what happened to me, what she did to me, what they did to me, what he did to me, what's going to happen to me today, tomorrow, after tomorrow, yesterday. The end of the nightmare, to end the madness, the foolishness of mistaking ourselves to be the body, to be person, to be somebody. Isn't it enough? Yes? Yes. Can we step out into the light and shine God's light? It's already shining. We don't need to veil it. Okay, if there are any questions, make sure you unmute yourself.
Magdi.
Hola, Fernando.
Het is I don't have a question, just a comment. Wanted to share that I feel privileged by having a moment like this of peace, reflection, awareness, togetherness. I feel very grateful just because of having this time. And I was watching the news yesterday, and I saw political violence, conflicts, wars, poverty, natural disasters. Now, when we started this satsang, I said to myself, "Oh my God, I have a home now here. Everything is okay. I'm able to experience peace and experience on being aware." And I just wanted to express gratitude. Thank you for all this.
Yes. In a way, yes, in the world there are all sorts of conflicts and disputes and unhappiness. At the same time, it's a mirage.
Mm.
And it's, as you say, a blessing. When we see beyond it and when we experience our self, our true self. So we also recognize that the world is God's business. My business is to realize truth and live according to the principles of truth, which are love, honesty, sincerity, fairness, the understanding that we are all this one reality, this one consciousness. So I do my work and God does her work. So it is this body-mind that's functioning, breathing, the heart pumping. It's not doing so because of my personal will or my personal greatness. It's just doing so out of the divine will. The bird that can fly in the sky doesn't fly because they develop their own wings and develop their own engineering and were able to figure it out. No. There is a great design that designed the birds and the wind and gravity and the sunshine. And the thoughts that appear to us. But what's really lovely is that there is also an insight into I awareness, which is sort of brings a drastic change from being I, the person in the world, to a glimpse into the infinity and the reality of consciousness, of awareness. And that's like, it's a game changer. It changes the game. And once we are offered this gift from God, suddenly we realize our capacity as consciousness, as awareness, to understand, to explore, to contemplate, and to navigate this body, navigate the mind according to the correct current, the correct understanding. While previously, as a separate person living in the world, we were navigating the body, navigating the mind out of the fears, the emotions, the negative emotions, the concerns, the worries. What's going to happen to me? Now it's a totally different crew that is sailing the ship. The different crew. A different captain and different co-pilot. Which is consciousness, which is love and understanding, and our love for truth, and our love to live the path of truth, to live according to truth. Truth meaning one reality, that you are my very self. The world that appears to me within myself intimately. There is no separation. There's nothing outside of myself. Only thought says, I'm here and that's there. It's thought that says that. But in our experience, it's always this wonderful intimacy. Intimacy is love. So we start to get a recognition of our experience as this intimacy. Which is lacking nothing. It's already intimate. It's already one, lacking nothing. And we realize that the thoughts about lacking belong to an old program. They belong to an old model, which is the model of I am the body-mind. I am born and I'm going to die. Consciousness being the body-mind, but consciousness is not a body or a mind. It's not an object. It's the nominal reality of everything. Our reality, the reality of I awareness, I presence. The world appears to us via awareness. You cannot remove awareness and still perceive the oak tree in the yard. It's not possible. You cannot remove awareness from a thought or a sensation and still perceive a thought or a sensation. It's not possible. You cannot remove awareness from hearing this very moment and still hear these words without awareness being that which is hearing. It's not possible. So we realize the reality of awareness. And yet it is objectless. It's not made out of atoms or molecules, or it's not made out of stone, wood. Yet it's undeniable. So we come more and more to knowing ourself, knowing our true self. And this knowingness starts maybe slowly to permeate our body-mind. So the body becomes more and more relaxed, free, open, less and less resisting, arguing, contracting. We help it out. We help the body. We tell the body it's okay. You can let go. You're okay. Because what is the body outside of our own mind? A baby. You think the baby, you tell him about his body, he doesn't know what you're talking about. Say, oh, look at your beautiful body. He's just hearing your beautiful voice. He's just looking at you and he's loving you. He has no idea what you're talking about, this body. It takes time to condition the brain, to condition the baby slowly. We can keep conditioning. And then at some point, baby starts to believe, oh yeah, I have the body, then I am the body. And then, oh my God, what's going to happen to my body? But the baby is so beautiful. They run around, they play. That's why sometimes we say consciousness is childlike. Not childish, but childlike, like the innocence, the freshness of a childlike.
Maybe that's why Jesus said, if you are like a child, you will get into the kingdom.
Yes. Beautiful. Yes. Right. There's a lot of wisdom in. We just have to understand what it means, but yes, beautiful.
Mm.
questions? Any questions? Okay, well, if there are no questions, thank you all. Very lovely to be with you, George, Adrian, Fernando, Holly, Grace, Lisa, Holger, Zoe, Manoj, Jenny, Gisela, Marga, Desmond, and Chalo. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Magdi.
you.
Thank you, Lord.